Hello everyone, in this video I'll show you an intermediate stage of the work I'm making out of clay. And as usual, I'm using very hard and sculptural olive clay. I've already made most of the car's body except for the front part and the roof. The rough shapes of the body on the sides are almost ready, I just need to outline the doors. They're rough because I haven't fully worked the material yet and there are some uneven spots on the body. I'm making the car according to the blueprint so that everything is even and looks like the original shapes. I'm also viewing the model in 3ds Max and 5. The bright yellow trunk stands out. That's the exact color it'll be. I wanted to make it in a bright color, and I'm using a new method to create the color. This isn't paint, it's yellow, regular modeling clay. I rolled it out until it was very thin and just covered the trunk with it, as if it were a film. And after that, I covered it with several layers of matte clear varnish so the modeling clay wouldn't be sticky and wouldn't get dirty from any touch. I want to try this method of, let's say, painting a car because the model paint I usually use has just become expensive, which really hits my wallet. Paying 1500 rubles for a small can of yellow paint is already too much, and you can't even paint properly with just one can. The layers will be thin and the color less saturated. To paint the model well, you'll need 2 cans, which costs 3000 rubles. Before all this, such a can used to cost 550 rubles, plus you also need to get primer before painting, and that's more expensive. That's why we save money. I just want to cover it with colored clay, which I have a lot of. Let's see how it turns out. The trunk looks pretty nice. Write what you think about this. Will it look good if I cover the car with colored clay, or is it better to just paint it? I'm making this model for crash tests, so I'm making the body parts thin so they can bend and deform. I also made a small frame out of these flat thin strips of clay. I covered the inside of the clay with foil as well. It's needed for the strength of the structure and helps keep the clay in the desired shape. Without the foil, the clay turns out weaker and doesn't hold its shape as well. Here's how thin I made the front bumper. It should bend well. I did the same with the rear bumper. There's a trunk space, and it's actually very spacious and roomy. I made it light colored so it would be easier to see. I think I'll do the crash test on this Subaru using the old method, when I used to launch the car into the obstacle by hand, since the last crash test failed. There are very few views there. I hope that at least this way it will be more interesting for you. I also plan to add some destructible objects like a brick wall and other similar things to make it more epic and spectacular to watch. The wheels aren't for this model, I just took them for the video. For the Subaru, I'll be making different wheels. And since the car is meant for destruction, I won't be making it with very high detail and quality, so I don't spend too much time working on all the details. But the model will still look nice. Here's the underside of the car. I paid attention to the detailing, everything looks great. The car is about halfway done. I still need to make the front, engine, interior and roof. I'll try to finish it as soon as possible, so it doesn't drag on for months. Leave a like, that way you'll speed up my work and the release of a new video with the fully finished Subaru made of clay. Also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you don't miss notifications about new videos. Here's a short video I made, hope you enjoyed it, thanks for watching, see you in the next videos, bye!